Every time. Y'all don't miss. Starting off from when I was a kid, I mean, I was often told that I sang before I could talk.
Hey.
Let me bring it to you.
It's like he Diddy and Mace with less rapes.
I think that's great. Make no mistake.
Welcome to Disciplined Stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness.
To think that we started this podcast to fight a stigma, only to uncover so much love that we realized that you can't put your energy anywhere but what you want.
Look deeper. Feel more. Tune in.
So much love. The Disciplined Stoners.
We're not here to distract ourselves.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
We're here to learn. We're here to grow.
And welcome back to another episode of Disciplined Stoners. I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie,
and we are the gateway drug to mindfulness. And today, I told you we was bringing some music vibes to y'all. Today we have my friend, one of my consistent collaborators, a young legend coming up in these Toronto music streets, and you're gonna learn more about him and his journey and how we got so multifaceted in creativity. Please put your joints up for our friend, your new friend, RizzyDaMaverick.
Hey, what's up? What's good?
Welcome, bro.
Hey, great to be here, man.
Good to see you. Did you go by RizzyDaMaverick or do you go by Rashad or what's the?
Oh yeah.
RizzyDaMaverick, Ray, Rashad, doesn't matter. It's usually one of the three, or just Rizzy.
Bro, you're the man. Ever since we've been working together, as we were just talking about, it's always a vibe.
Absolutely.
When we sesh.
How did you guys meet?
Fam Jam.
Yeah.
Oh,
big
just
fan.
on the, yeah, nice.
So Jackson, who used to play bass in the Ellevan band, who can anytime he wants again.
Of course.
Shout out.
But like during
You're the
those
best.
during those times where I was playing with the OGs and I started because I had an OG 11 band and then Jackson was like the new one, and then like I was like, wow, he's so talented. He sings, he plays bass, and then me trying to like rush the local scene kind of calmed down as I started to go to LA and started to focus on production. And then I go to the big Fam Jam because Jackson started it and I love him. And I go there and then just like this shining light of love and good vibes is just there in the community first. I could just see what a dope dude you were. Then you get on stage and you grab the axe. And then he goes over and hops on the mic and raps.
What's the axe? What's an axe?
One axe is a guitar.
Okay.
He got the axe, and he's whipping strings, and he's doing his thing, and it's soulful, and it's together. I'm like, all right, I could fuck with this guy. And then he gets on the mic and sings like a soulful angel from the 70s almost. You have this like, you can go falsetto, you can go, and then the list goes on. So
yeah, there is music with, when I went to the Fam Jam too, I was like, I didn't even know that you played that.
The musicality. So before I take you being a musician to talk all about my career, why don't you tell us where you started on music, what you've been doing, and what you're up to?
Oh wow. Okay. So.
Just an easy start.
Yeah.
Easy zoom
Give us
in
your
right
bio.
into it.
It's like let's go back into time.
How long I've been bringing it?
Absolutely. So starting off from when I was a kid, I mean, I was often told that I sang before I could talk. That's what my mother loves to say to me, but always it's just been in there. And it's funny because it's like I don't have any like musicians who I'm directly like related to, but my family has always been music appreciators. So like grow up listening to lots of vinyl like in the basement, like old Michael Jackson and Bob Marley records just like constantly on rotation and whatever else. Yep. Got the Man in the Mirror single. I got that single on vinyl.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's such an epic song.
Between the musicians, you know what I'm saying? You could hum like 4 seconds of a melody, and they got that.
So, seeing from that point, my grandmother was all like, oh, so he likes music, so put me into, voice lessons.
Nice.
Started with that.
Early? Like what? How early?
Like age 5, probably.
Holy
so
shit, bro.
relatively early.
Good job, Grandma.
Grandma's a real one.
Damn.
She's always been always been holding it down.
Yeah.
So she supported that from the beginning. Then when I was 7, I started guitar because that was just like I heard somebody playing guitar at one of the places I was taking lessons at. Literally, I heard it and I was like, "What is that?"
What's
it's like
that sound?
Somebody was playing it. It was just like it sounded like magic to me, and I was like, "I'm gonna do that. That's this shit. Shit's lit." So
It is magic.
ended up picking that up. I've done a lot of choir work over the years, and then
Choir work.
so like
I love that.
High Park Children's Choir, like stuff like that.
Nice.
Did a lot of that stuff, and then I went to ESA for high school, so a topical school of the arts. I was a musical theater major.
Damn,
Another
I'm
one.
so
Toronto's
jelly
the
of
shit.
Ontario's art
Toronto's
schools,
the
man.
shit,
Like,
man.
I don't think no other province has that, or
So-
maybe BC.
So out of 3 of the musicians that work with me often that I've brought on so far, 2 of them have been like Toronto nurtured by the creative system of options. Fat Sound also went to like Rosedale, I think.
Is that considered a private school in the education
It's alternative.
system?
No, it's still a public school, but it's just the way that they end up doing it is because you have to audition to get in. But it's still public school because anybody can.
That's
Okay,
sick.
nice.
So you're actually the good version of like when you give a kid the opportunity to get good at what they're good at for real, and then you're like, okay, I'm glad I didn't waste time looking at social studies because I play guitar now for a living. You know, like is that kind of that's how it went?
Sort of, I guess. Yeah, and then from there, I mean, like I was teaching on the side from when I was like 14, because like I did it at the place that I used to take lessons at, because they're like, we've had you here since you were a kid. They know me, so like they were like,
Yeah, 9 years. You know
so
what to do.
so they were like, yeah, like whatever I was a TA, or like technically I was a TA, but I had my own students or whatever, and move on, go to college. And I did Humber. Didn't end up actually finishing, but like, I mean, I didn't really end up really needing to anyway.
Yeah, straight up. Everybody know you.
So, I mean, everything happens for a reason. Now I'm working with the city, just like part-time, and then Parks and Recreation. I teach at like community centers and stuff like that. So that's what I do mainly.
Okay.
And then I'm still gigging. Like I'm still out here. I'm still active, and now I'm doing Big Fam and regularly every week, every Tuesday.
You're in the
at
house
Supermarket.
jam. You hold it up, man. You're the stilts. Like I know that Jax has seen that vision. Y'all get on first, and you kind of show how. When I'm there, I come and bust it, and people like they get inspired to do. So Rizzy's a sure thing. It's like when you're gonna have him on stage, it's like you can kick a flow. So I love seeing you in that capacity. I love seeing you inspire others with what you're doing. So you're teaching, you can use that, but you're gigging. You're part of several bands, and you're kind of doing this. We have some songs out together. How has that journey been as an artist to go from school and structure and groups to now kind of moving into managing your own artist brand? We jam a lot about this kind of stuff, but what's that process like going for you?
I mean, like, it's crazy because, like, when I was in school, like, that's all I wanted to do was to be gigging, and it's like making the move from the school sphere over to the actual gigging sphere is, like, kind of jarring, because it's like to start getting gigs, you have to start showing up to gigs. You got to start watching other people's gigs, get to that networking stage. Like I didn't put 2 and 2 together until afterwards, where it's like, okay, I got introduced to Big Fam, and then through that I started networking. I started talking to people. It gave me a platform so that people could see me more and know what I do and what I can do.
Literally trace that line to the Funky Bunch knows of you and has a song with you because of the Big Fam. Like
pretty
one
much,
way
it's
or
like
another.
It's
like 4 or 5 songs later of ours, but yeah, absolutely. And you got to find those platforms. I tell that to artists all the time, where they're like, I'm starting out fresh, and it's like, just go get in the cut. Like, there's people doing what you want to do.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to be a butcher, go fucking work at a supermarket and go talk to the butcher, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So just getting in. And once I did, then it was like, okay, you're looking at different projects, whether it's your own or somebody else's, and then you go, okay, like, I want to do this, maybe I want to do that. You might go start
making choices.
Yeah, you might want to go, then you might go start a project, and then it's like, through that, like, now I'm with my band Caliber. That's like my main, like, sort of project that I like to focus on other than my solo stuff. I mean, I also got RDC.
What does a band look like? Because I'm not in the music scene. Is this like you get together on a weekly basis and rehearse and create and make music, and then you look for gigs after that? Like, what is it to be a band in 2024?
I mean, it might not be like you're rehearsing every week. I mean, if you can, that's awesome. But like, you get together whenever you can. You usually have one member or something who's like going and looking at gigs.
Thank you.
Gracias. Who's going and looking for gigs for the band.
Is it usually just one person, or does everyone do that, or?
It depends on the group.
Yeah.
Like typically, like I have a group where it's like maybe it might end up mostly being me. I might have a group where it's like we all sort of share the responsibility, where it's like it's basically whatever anybody brings to the table on some like hunter-gatherer type shit. Where it's like,
yeah, does that person get a bigger cut? Is there a booking fee?
no, not usually. At least not in any of the groups that I've been in. But I wouldn't be surprised if some people would do that, and I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that if that was the case.
I feel like, that's
What is
fair.
the genre of Caliber, and do you guys have an album out yet?
We are a funk group, like a live funk band, and we did have a project that we were working on, but that's on hold at the moment. So we're gonna probably look to record some new stuff. Relatively soon.
That on whole shit is what drives me nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like I've walked away from more groups and things just because I'm like, nope, I just dropped this 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But you know me, I'm a nutcase.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I don't want to step too much away from the heart of all of this, because that's the meat of this show, and any time that you're performing and you feel art as a calling. But like as a band in 2024, in Canada specifically, like would a goal be like, are you working towards a Juno? I know that sounds so
What
surface
does a Juno
level
even mean?
bullshit.
What does a SoCan
But
even mean?
I'm just
What does it
curious to
mean?
know the mindset of this band. Is it really like, is it hobbyist? Is it
Pay your bills. Make people dance.
Well, I'm not asking you,
I'm
am
sorry.
I?
I'm sorry. Well done, Winnie. I'm sorry. Go, Rizzy.
Yeah, like, do you guys talk about your vision and goals for the band? Like, what does that look like?
That is a really, I like that question. I would like to say that was a very insightful question. So to answer that, it depends again on the group, but with Caliber specifically. Okay, all right, you got chocolate going on. All right, I see.
Chocolate. Chocolate with sweet chocolate.
Double chocolate dip. With Caliber in particular, I can say that the way that we, at least last we had that conversation, because we do have the conversation every couple of months or so,
Yeah, that's
because
good.
things change, people change, motives change. The last time we had that conversation, we were trying to be a touring group. We were trying to book as many gigs as possible. We were looking to expand outside of Toronto. We started booking more out-of-town gigs. We started booking gigs in, like, Sudbury.
Nice.
Like, looking outwards.
Do the smaller local markets first. Yep.
Yeah. And, we're hoping to branch out maybe eventually to the West Coast, do some stuff in BC. Maybe.
Vancouver would love you. The island would love you. When we were doing comedy shows early on, the island, they don't have anything over there as much. So it's like, y'all do a little trip to the island, you can do fucking 4 cities in a weekend.
Oh, yeah. So
Funk music too? I've never ever
good.
heard anyone be like, "Oh, I like all types of music except funk."
No, funk is the shit.
Funk is pretty universal, I feel.
baby. Bishop Dalmo.
I was about to say you're getting your bootsy on right there.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, nice, cool. That's a yeah, totally. I'm all about tour right now too. Like I'm stepping more into my stand-up comedian journey, and it becomes very clear. And there's this like desire to be like, okay, this is working here in my little pond where I love and I feel safe, and then you just at some point you're like, I wonder if it will work elsewhere,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you really get that desire for that. So that's cool. A touring, making it work on tour.
Expand your markets, right? Make
Yeah.
sure that your product is good everywhere.
Absolutely. And, we want to try and record and do those things as well, right? We want to be, of course,
What's your favorite way to record? Do you guys like to go in a studio all together as a band and lay live off the floor? Do you record in parts? Do you do punch-ins? Are you whipping on your laptop? What's going on?
It would be kind of a little bit of a combination of the first two things. So it would be like a combination of live off the floor with overdubs, probably.
Sick. Yeah.
So like we would be all together playing to a click.
That's sick.
And then it's like, okay, depending on what personnel we can have in that day, because we do have a horn section
right
as well. So
when the band gets bigger, you got to consider.
So then it would just be like, okay, like we might do like rhythm section together. So that would be like, bass, guitar, drums, keys. Like we'll do all of that together with the vocals. And then it's just like, okay, we'll have horns in after.
Scale that if you want, or if it's done, it's done. I love that. Yeah, that's a great process. And you get into everything, right? Like I know you know your way around mixing. You know your way. I love it because you're the musician package, like the whole thing, the real deal, the full-fledged. Like that's what you kind of need to be these days. You actually got to have your mind on all of it.
Yeah.
What's your practice look like? Like, are you spending an hour a day focused on one? Because you are so multi-instrumental that you probably can't practice everything every day.
Oh, you can't. There's never enough hours in a day. There's never enough time. Because I've always, sometimes I daydream about it. I'm like, yo, if I could do the D'Angelo thing where like I could find a studio space where it just doesn't freaking matter, and basically hop in the hyperbolic time chamber for like 2-3 years, listen to records and shed on every instrument that I can get my hands on, and just come out an absolute beast monster, I would love it. That would be great.
I mean,
I would love that for you.
I would love that. It sounds like a fucking plan, bro. It's basically what we're working on here. It's like getting the compound together. Or we can just
that
fucking
sounded
focus.
so exciting.
Like that's actually what the universe wants you to do. Mm-hmm. That's what the universe wants us to do. That's like as a musician, yeah, you should. And as a comedian, it wants you to have a new audience every night. Everyone, like, it's like that's actually a beautiful vision. I just hold on to that.
I would love to be able to do that at some point, but the real thing is like the reality of the situation right is now. Like I might be, I'll pick up the guitar, I'll shed whatever like might come to mind. Yeah. Like I have a gig coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm like, okay, let me look over the tunes.
Right, that helps so much, bro. Oh my God, I had a paid private gig on last Saturday, and they wanted some covers, and it was funny because me, like just being like a rap artist especially, I'm like, well, I want to play my original tunes, like I want all my original fans to like me for me. So at first I was like, well, I don't do covers. I'm like, who the fuck am I not to do covers? You know what I mean? So it's like all that week, bro, I sent them the list of shit that I wanted to perform, not just like shit I knew the words to. And then on there is like California Love, Drake Headlines, and Mo Money, Mo Problems, which is interesting because P. Diddy is in that song, and he goes, I deal with many women, but I treat dimes fair. I'm like, no, I don't think you do. But
holy shit.
It was actually a line that every time I said it, I was a little bit disgusted. But anyway, to your point, I was running those bitches every day when I woke up, when I went to bed, and it just felt so good to be like, oh yeah, I'm a rapper, I should rap. Or like, when you have a gig coming up, you're like, I should rehearse.
It's your gift.
Because practice, you use a great word, practice. Like, what do you do? Practice. Practice is like that personal thing to make sure you get on the wave, make sure you're connected with it. But rehearsing is different.
Ooh.
A practice is daily. If you rehearse, it's like you got something coming up.
Ooh.
You're rehearsing. You're like making sure to do it that way. Practice, I rap in the shower. I practice all the time.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, you get to rehearse when you. That's the huge benefit of having a band. Like when I'm hired on for Wing Night, do you know that band? It's a big band. We got reposted by Exhibit, yo. It was sick. Well, I did. I do this Slim Shady verses and the Sold Out Opera House shit. That's Wing Night. That's not me pulling that heavyweight. That's them. I'm hired onto that gig. Yeah, they're great. I love Wing Night. Shout out Wing Night. And when those, bro, it's like as soon as I hop on my scooter or go somewhere, I'm putting in like whatever songs we have to practice. I'm just practicing. And it gets you into that mode of like really, really believing. Like you really, really you are doing.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, do you feel in that full pursuit? You like know it, feel it, are it all the time? You're getting into that space as a musician? You're using these avenues to do that? Would you say that?
I would say so.
Yeah?
I think I would say so.
Do you visualize? Do you fuck around with some of this visualization stuff?
That's a good question. I mean...
Because you are being so often and you are doing so often. Are you dreaming?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Love to hear it. Oh,
I mean, the dream is what drives you, right? You gotta...
So you have that North Star.
Yeah, like we could rewind a bit and you said it very eloquently to check in with your band because motives change.
Ooh, yeah, I love when you said that.
Have you felt like your motives have changed throughout the course of your career so far? Just because you started so young, like you could technically say you started your career at 5 years old.
I mean, like, I've definitely changed motives for sure, especially over the years because, like, growing up, at least all the way up until I got into high school, it was like music was a fun hobby for me. Like, I wasn't thinking about it as a career at the beginning.
Word.
And it wasn't until I got into high school where I was like, oh, this might be more than that for me.
Gotcha.
And spring fling.
Yeah, and like, mind you, funny enough, before I went to Humber, I did a year over at George Brown for Child and Youth Care, like, because I was, still in a bit of, a transitional period where I was like, okay, let me, try it doing life normal.
Without music.
And I damn near went crazy that year because I didn't have that outlet. And I was like,
your soul is used to expressing, bro.
Exactly. And I was
That's
like...
what happens every time I get a big girl job.
And I was like, I tried so fucking hard. And I was like, you know what? I'm not cut out for the normal shit.
Yeah.
I think so.
And then he met Ellevan.
Being in my mid-30s now, honestly, like I, as like a young 20-year-old who very much knew what I wanted and thought I was headed towards something that I haven't achieved as of yet currently, and whether I do or not is not a big deal. But just like you can really tell if you should be doing something if you literally can't do anything else. Like I a little bit wish that like I could just be okay with not pursuing acting and not like having this like stubborn goal of getting my own series. Like
because everyone around
need
you
it. It will happen in my lifetime.
It will.
It will.
Whether you write it or not yourself.
Yeah,
and
for
that's
sure.
the thing that people who when they go, oh, you're just dreaming wild, like lots of, I think what Winnie's talking about is the people in the world around you don't lock into your vision before you do. Mm-hmm. And like you have to sound and look a little bit crazy.
You totally do.
Just pursuing your dreams for a little while. But here's what those people don't know is you're willing to stay up to 4 a.m. to work on a record. They're not. You're willing to write your own series. They're not. I'm willing to put everything I have, money, time, anything, into what I'm doing. They're not. So if you think about it for a minute, they're right. And they're just trying to save you from where they are. But they are not you, and that's what they forget. And they're just like, yo, but I'm safe. Like, I have a nice house in Oshawa. Don't you want that? And I'm like, no. Like, I'll take a small city apartment and, like, do what I got to do, thug it out. You should see where we first lived, bro. I first lived in a crack house in Regent Park, and then we lived in a shithole.
We call it shithole.
We call it shithole. And it's like, cause fuck that. Like, when I was doing what you were doing now, like, in the gigging phase, oh, bro, I was eating only beans. Only being lucky if I get a little bit of cheese that week, the big block of cheddar cheese.
You did get fucking ripped that year.
Bro, I got so ripped because I was eating nothing, dog, and I couldn't even afford the bus.
You were eating
I couldn't even afford the bus. So now I don't take the bus out of spite. I won't take the subway. I won't take it. I'll Uber. Fuck you. It's worth
Fuck you, Earth.
Fuck you, Earth. I'll take an $80 Uber anywhere.
I love Subway.
Honestly,
But-
fair.
So I'm just saying, you got it. Like, you both got it. And it's so funny to see, because I believe in you both so much, and I see it, and I work with you both. And it's just like, for you to hesitate on anything or listen to anything else is insane to me. Because it's like, I know you have that future. Like, you know, like if you want it, if you want to do it. And that's just like, you're always going to seem crazy. You're just always going to seem crazy to somebody who's...
It still feels crazy to me when I make big statements like I'm going to have my own series. Like, in my body, it still feels like, huh? Like, there's this, like, pang of disbelief that's still sort of hanging around my aura. I haven't really cracked through that full belief system yet. And it's not because of lack of effort. You know, I'm working on that vision. And
What are you doing to work on that, if I may ask? Sorry, Rizzy, I want to get back to what you're doing, but Winnie, tell me.
Oh, no, I'm enjoying this thoroughly.
I know, me too.
I think I'm continuously reminding myself that I've maintained an upward trend in my life.
Nice.
So even if if it doesn't work out the way like I want it to, which I know it won't because it hasn't, it's gonna work out and it's gonna be beyond exactly what I can probably imagine.
Yep.
But I really need to like jump into that full faith, I think. And there's part of me when I get tired, specifically tired, hungry.
Yeah, watch your animal things kicking in, because if you don't have that dinner, like that rent check right in front of you, like our whole survival shit where we used to be like, I just need a piece of meat and I'm a fucking caveman in the woods. Like, that's just gone to like bank account, rent, and whatever addictions you have, liquor money or weed money or sex. And it's like, we basically have these fundamentals of our lower chakra. And if that's not good, if you don't have 3 months rent in your closet or bank account, you're not good yet. Like, you can't breathe yet. And like, hopefully that's after death.
But honestly, even when
Hopefully
you
not,
do, though,
your mind is still going.
I'm still like, oh, this is so. I don't really know what the point of this was.
No, thank you for sharing.
Fully, but
well,
just
Rizzy can take it from there.
Yeah, I think just like I'm actively
Trying.
headed towards that full belief, but like I definitely still feel the pang of disbelief.
Rizzy, where you at, bro?
Oh, where am I at?
As far as like what we were just
We're
talking
here.
about.
Oh, I'm
Toronto.
still out here scraping to get what I need to get.
Nice.
You know,
Got
and
it.
I'm in one of those periods where I'm just like, okay, I need to figure certain shit out. I need to make more
Hustle.
so that I can get. Yeah, I'm in the hustle era. I need to,
Nice.
Let me tell you that even when you get more,
That doesn't go away.
that hustle drive doesn't go away, and in my experience, anyways, and you actually have to start to watch it.
Yeah.
Because
It's
it will drive you into like
More shit.
depletion
Yeah.
is the word I'm trying to find, and you eventually, like right now, do your thing. You're young also, so please take advantage of that.
I love it.
You
The
have
fact
no
that like I
idea.
have a homie who's in his 20s in music, and I'm just like in my 30s in music. I'm like, this is very cool. This is very
Honestly, if you're 32 and under right now, you don't think you have energy, okay? But you do. There's reserves. Go and do it right now, okay? Because you'll still do it as you get older, but it just gets a little bit more.
Not that you don't have some form of wisdom. It's just like literally the energy flowing through your spine.
Yeah.
Just as you get older, just goes like this.
Yeah.
So it's like
you just
that-
need a little bit more sleep and better food.
I'm very hyperactive, but yeah, exactly. It's like I won't fuck around. I'll give myself that like $20 juice, because it's like I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even take a phone call. I'll punch someone. It's like you really gotta focus.
Yeah. But yeah, you
Sorry,
kind of got to
Rizzy, go ahead.
make some strong decisions at some point and some boundaries at some point around everything, like, right? Like, when am I going to feel comfortable taking a risk? Well, probably not, because no one's comfortable taking risks.
That's why they're risks.
Like, you always feel a little off, right? There's always like, you always feel like, ooh, this is new. It's not necessarily a bad feeling in your body, but it's like, like a tingle. There's something going on that you have to probably breathe through or be aware
It's
of.
the energy of the unknown. seeping its way in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. How much of your life do you think you're living in the unknown right now?
Oh wow, that is a great question.
That's a great question.
That is a fantastic question. I would venture to say, and maybe it might even sound a little crazy for me to say this, not as much as I think I should.
Yeah.
Not as much as I think I should.
Yeah.
But we do what we can with the hands that we're dealt, and if I come into a situation where I'm given the opportunity to peer into the unknown or walk into the unknown, I think I would take that opportunity. I think I would try.
Yeah.
I think I would do it.
I think you're confident, bro.
Yeah.
I think you're more grounded in a peaceful confidence. I mean, I can just tell you that just like by being me, by being like the artists that come to work with me, and your attitude and your approach and like who you are. Like it's really great. Like when the creative work is on and like who you are as a person only speaks success.
I'm trying, at least. I'm trying to get better with that.
That's all.
Because before, it's still something I'm constantly working on, but where I was before with being confident in my journey versus, now.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm still working on it, but I've made improvements.
It helps when
sure.
you prove yourself to yourself too,
Yeah.
right? Like I watch Winnie's confidence on stage as a comedian, and it's like nothing like fucking 2 years of doing all right to help you fucking care. Like everyone's all right. I sucked at first. Like it's like
I don't
everyone.
take offense.
You're not good at first. You're just not as good as you're gonna be if you keep going. So it's like. People are like, okay, cool, I can get into this, or like half people are checked out, half people are kind of into it or being polite at first. Just like my first open mic crowds, it's just that. It's just, you're great somewhere, but it just hasn't come to the surface yet in the way that you can deliver it and serve it. And then it's just like reps, gigs, shitty gigs, awkward gigs, strange fucking venues. Like all this shit starts to accumulate. And you're like, you know what? I did that. Fuck this. And you get on stage, you're like, crack. And you're like, all of a sudden you got it. All of a sudden you got it one day. And like that journey right there, I think is worth all the peripheral nonsense that goes along with it. Like, people don't see having to lug your guitar on TTC, or people don't see minus 200 in your bank account, 5 jobs. Winnie's fucking retarded, bro. She teaches yoga at 4 o'clock in the morning. She goes and does fucking stand-up till 1 a.m. She got home at 1 a.m. last night. Like, so I love it's nuts. You guys are nuts.
It's been pretty crazy.
No,
but I didn't do this, though, in my 20s.
That's it.
So I'm like,
I did.
getting some reps and stripes now. Yeah. Acting was a different beast. You can train all the time, but training in acting is not like going out and doing a set in stand-up. Like one is so much more active than the other. And
one's the bad skit.
Real time.
One's the naughty dropout kid, and one's the goody two-shoes. Like acting class and like fucking hit a bar and say some funny shit. Right? Like
absolutely.
Like you were in school going, boom, okay, I know this piece, I know this, to communicate, we know like all the, crescendo, the pickups, all this shit, you learn it. Like once that technical study is over, it's like, okay, now go be funky in a bar. Yeah. Go inspire someone in their 20s to give you $25 of the $100 they have for a ticket. Make it actually worth that. Don't trick people into that ticket. Don't force a one-time consumer. Convince that person to come to your show and fucking blow their mind. That's the goal. That's, I think, is honestly making value out of what we believe in, what our hearts are. Man, so what is, if you don't mind me asking, where do you see yourself? You don't have to give it all up, but kind of ranting on where we're just coming from, you said you're still kind of building that belief, but do you have a vision that you're working towards?
Yeah. I mean, I do have a vision of sorts that I am working towards. Like, I see myself as somebody who is immersing myself in not just my own work, or, the work of doing music. Like, I want to branch out and do other things, like something that I've been that I don't talk about often, but like something that I do see myself doing is I want to do like some like voice work. I want to do like voice acting, like that sort of thing. Like just making sure that using my voice as a vehicle to sustain myself.
Yes.
That's where I ultimately see myself. I see that being ultimately where I end up, where that is how I make my living, and not just how I'm seen. It literally, I want it to become what I am.
Brother, you know what I say about this? I have the same vision. It's called, for me, it's like that's my sword. So all I need on this like mission Peter Pan journey is that one dagger. Pull it out. That's your key. You know, so I'm Mobb Deep 50 Cent. Me and Humble had a conversation one time. He said to me, you get you to the gates and you'll talk your way in. It's like all I need is my mouth. I pull up, I fucking do my thing, and that can feed me. I feel you on that. That's your sword.
Do you have voices? Like, do you manipulate your voice to create different characters or anything like that? Have you?
I have a little bit, yes.
Okay, so have you tried a demo? Do you have a demo, a vocal demo?
I don't.
Let's track you a demo right now.
Yeah, like if you want to voice act,
yeah,
your voice, like you're
great.
hearing this, obviously. Your voice is amazing.
Yeah.
Listening to you talk, of course you can voice act.
Yeah.
Just like it'll be almost immediate. This will be a source of income for you in the next like 6 months for sure.
Yo,
100%.
I'd love for that to be.
Oh my god.
Cheers that, and so it is. Lovely.
For sure.
Let's do a little voice demo right now. Can you do any characters?
Okay.
I'll make this a reel and send it to casting directors for real. Stephen Mann is coming your way on Instagram. You got any characters? You got any voices that you can just rip with?
Ooh, okay. I mean, I do have this one voice that I like to do sometimes, you know. It's the Englishman who likes to hide in the shadows sometimes.
Talk about
sort
this.
of similar to a Jason Statham. He tells you what he's going to do to you in the dark. I'm going to come up to you, fuck you up, and break both of your fucking legs in the middle of the shadows. If you don't give me my money.
Talk about this. Talk about this bread.
Prohibition flour, eh? So you want me to talk about that? I have a friend up in Brisbane who likes to bring me some beautiful, beautiful bud. Sometimes he grows out in the middle of a field in bumfuck nowhere. It's great. And I decided to sell it for a cheap, cheap price, but a great profit. It's good shit.
I was happy to grow your buds for you, buddy.
That's the Brisbane friend?
Yeah. I'm his buddy from up in Brisbane. You wouldn't expect such a feminine voice. But I'm just a grower.
And that's why we call him Tiny Tim.
And scene, so good. Rizzy.
That's awesome.
So good.
Yeah, for sure.
And you sing
can
and
start
rap.
doing that. You'll
do
just
it.
start doing some commercials on the radio, probably with your regular voice because it's very resonant.
Oh, like, yeah, definitely do a little bit of the radio voice being like, hello, everybody. Welcome here this evening. And you're here right now with RizzyDaMaverick on the Disciplined Stoner Show. So make sure you roll something up and toke it and get ready to go.
Oh, that's gonna be our fucking sound clip. That's gonna be. I'm gonna use that, bro. Like you don't even know.
That's amazing.
That's gonna be our new
Thank you.
intro.
Yeah.
Have
so cool.
that in there.
That's great. I'd also love, I don't have voices, but I also envision me at some point being in a cartoon that just uses my regular voice so I don't have to like find any stability or consistency through the voice.
I don't want to try, but I do want to get paid.
What's wrong with that?
I love that so much. I love that so much.
It's great.
Yeah, I feel like you've been trying to get me to this place actually.
I actually have
emotionally.
been. I have been. I'm like, just you have worth. You have self-worth. You should just get paid by the universe for existing.
Yeah.
Just for existing. You don't even have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
We all do.
Blessings. And we actually all deserve that because we're reading this book that Fat Sound gave us called 10x is easier than 2x. Okay. It's like to do what you actually want to do causes less strain for you and the world around you. Mm-hmm. Just stick to what you want to do. Like, don't fake the funk.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I used to tell myself I wanted to be a mixing engineer, like, for others just because I knew I needed it for myself. So it's like, if you got to build a skill along the way, that's cool. But like, always profess and communicate that you want to do that thing that your heart really glows with joy when you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any non-negotiables during the day? Do you do something every single day that is your structure?
Ritualistic. Rizzyalistic.
Oh, wow. That is another great question. I don't think I have, like, the one thing. Like, it's not, like, maybe a repeated thing, but, like, I don't know. Like, that's, wow. For once, y'all got me stumped. I don't think I know. I don't think I have an answer for that. I don't think there is a ritualistic thing that, like, I have. I mean, like, I would like to say that at least once in a day I end up doing at least something musical, but, like, you know, whether that comes in the form of me singing a song, listening to a song, whatever the case may be, but you can kind of branch off in any sort of way.
Yeah. Do you write a lot? Like, do you write your own lyrics a lot?
Oh, yeah. Not as much as I should, though. And I'm going to hold myself to that. I need to write more. But I do. And I'm glad that I do. And that comes in different forms.
How much of your shit is, like, all your lyrics that you spit, you wrote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, I mean, he's in a band, so I figured there's a collaboration in writing.
Okay.
With that, like, when it comes to the band, no, it's all me.
Oh.
Like, my lyrics are all mine. Whatever melodies I'm doing, if it's an original tune, that's also all mine.
Yeah, Rizzy gets busy, yo. Like, Rizzy, like, works with me, dog. Like, it's just, like, sorry, but, like, yeah, I'm up there with, like, speed and, like, having to knock it in, and, yeah, Rizzy gets busy.
The episode, Busy with Rizzy.
Oh! Yeah, man.
I mean, like, obviously, I'm willing to take suggestions, of course. Like, I'm willing to take suggestions, criticisms, whatever the case may be. Yeah. But, yeah, whatever I'm doing...
And you're actually very gracious with those opportunities.
Yeah, whatever I'm doing, it's all me. Like, I'm writing my shit.
But you just need to write more. Mm-hmm. That's what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
You are a real MC.
Me too.
You have...
Fuck.
Yeah, you are a real MC, bro. Like, you're wearing an MF Doom ring, a Jay Dilla shirt, but also he can play guitar. Like, that's a you recognize from, like, a pure primary MC to be. You are a real MC, bro. You care about the bars. It's very fun.
Can I ask you something with writing? Because I am writing my own series, so I for sure know it's gonna happen. Because if someone else doesn't do it, I'm gonna fucking do it.
That's right.
But I find. I wrote the first episode, loved myself for it, really just took some time. I'm like,
it's so good.
Bask in this success.
Maybe we'll have Rizzy narrate it. That'd be so fun.
Cool.
On today's episode of Winning with Winning.
My bro.
Yeah, you're gonna be voice acting for sure, bro. I find that I have a lot of resistance to go and sit down and write. Once I'm there, like, literally the hardest part of doing it is actually getting there. And I've always said that in my yoga classes too. Like, for some reason, our mind is like, or you could do anything else. Like, you could go sit and write, or you could do anything else. And bro, like, I'm choosing anything else.
Yeah.
Probably 80% of the time right now.
For me, and I'm going to say something weird, but I know y'all are going to get it. It's going to make sense. I need a spark. There needs to be something that goes in my mind, and I'm just like, oh, I need to write.
Inspiration.
I know, because that feels so good.
Oh, I need to. Sometimes it'll come out of nowhere. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, I wrote something just the other day where I was at a gig out in some, you know what? I'll try a little bit. I don't think I've ever had kombucha.
Coffee's good.
I was out in the middle of a place in, like, literally bumfuck nowhere, Ontario, and I did a gig. It was an out of town gig. This is after we've played. I'm, like, with the band, and we all got fucked up, and I'm off of whatever, and I'm just like, the moment just hit me. I was like, even though I'm here at a party with a bunch of people and I'm being the awkward dude in the corner, I'm like, yo, let me write something right now. I had a melody in my head and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I even threw a couple of like voice recordings and shit and whatever, just like so that I don't forget it because it was like, it was there.
You're being
Yeah.
a weirdo.
It was fucking there.
That's what you gotta do. All the time, bro. Any fucking time.
Yeah.
I will be talking to somebody and start doing a melody and walk away. Like,
But-
I don't care. You can't care.
Yeah, the point that I was trying to get at is I need that spark,
Yeah.
but I'm realizing and admitting that I need to be my own spark.
Ooh.
And
Be your own spark with RizzyDaMaverick.
so like I need to like be able to just switch on and just be like, all right, let's get it
It's time.
right now.
You know, I
Yeah.
know what you're being right there,
Yeah.
bro. You're being a professional.
Yeah.
You're being a professional.
Sometimes it like does like yeah, for sure. Sometimes you just are like, fuck. It'd be cooler if I could sleep in right now.
Or just like even from a point of like connecting with God to make sure that your shit is tight. That inspiration, like the tethering to get into flow state, has to happen.
I like this.
Isn't that nice?
This is delicious. Oh my god.
Disciplined Stoners introduces kombucha to yet another person.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I like this. Yeah, this is great. Thank
It's
you.
good for your belly. It balances your pH in your stomach.
Definitely, it doesn't have too much sugar in it, but it does have some sugar.
But it's a
content.
sparkling beverage that's sweet, so it replaces pop entirely.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
And pop has between probably 20 and 40 more grams of sugar than this.
And
does,
this is
so.
like natural. It's just fermented tea. Kombucha is just fermented tea, and you add sugar to feed the mother.
this is this is
And honestly,
start fucking around and
it's-
drinking kombucha. Oh
Yeah,
my
bro.
God.
Yeah. Look at this.
See?
We deserve to be sponsored
Yeah.
by a kombucha brand.
I mean, come on. I mean, come on.
absolutely insane.
This is RizzyDaMaverick, the voice actor.
I'm gonna clip this shit out and
He
put it
loves
on
it.
Instagram and tag every kombucha brand.
Yeah, because I'm not even going to tell you which one this is. I'm going to send it to you privately and let you know. Mm-hmm. But this
I think it might be in the
could
shot.
Well, lucky you. But I'm not going to say it. I'm going to get my famous friend RizzyDaMaverick, the voice actor that y'all know, to say it next time he's on if you sponsor us.
And I will say this one specifically is a great intro to kombucha.
Yeah,
beverage.
we could be talking about your brand entirely right now, but we're not because that bag hasn't came through. I'm just going to be honest. So there's actually that in a comedic, funny way. It leads me to my next great point. As an artist, you got to start taking yourself seriously eventually outside of self-development. Because what I would say right now you guys are going through is the business is coming, but it's self-development because you're like working towards that undeniable show and that specific anchoring of like what to sell. Because at the end of the day, you're becoming a commodity, like as a being, as a person, as a brand, as a personal like music brand or comedy brand. You are a commodity, and the access point will determine your demand at a certain point. Like that's the business behind any product. When do you feel it's appropriate for someone to start sticking by their worth, or just like charging what they charge, or like what's your thoughts on that whole like commodification of an artist? Because when he struggles with it, most artists I talk to struggle with it.
Oh, absolutely.
I know I struggled with it. I know that I basically worked for free for a decade. Kind of. Let's just say it. Like most artists do. For about 10 years of your life, you're just
Free
lucky to be there.
promo artists.
Oh,
Hey, for you,
do it for exposure. Hey, suck my cock for exposure. I'll tell everyone about it. I'll blow a load right in your mouth, and I'll go put it on Instagram right away. How about that? So, so like, you know, how many bars are you going to play at for free or for a beer or nacho? I did it for 7 years, you know, and what's that? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Not just for yourself, you know, if you coulda, woulda, shoulda, or what's the ideal route, or you know what I mean? Just like I'd love to hear both of you even jam on that.
Okay. Well, my answer to that is this. It varies from time and situation and depending on what certain parameters are. Like, for example, I can say with Big Fam Jam, at the beginning, we weren't paid for it. We weren't.
Yeah.
But the reason why, like, at least for me, I was like, this is okay for me is because we're bringing something to the community.
Yes.
We're doing
creating.
a service, and we're also creating beautiful moments every damn week.
Yeah.
And that's a passion project.
And that is like, exactly. It is the purest form of a passion project.
Your heart's in that. Your homies are in that. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean. That's
Beautiful collaboration.
That's your soft space.
Yes.
So when somebody who you don't know, who just wants to sell alcohol at their bar, comes cold calling at your door, wanting to replace that time.
But yeah, we're paid now, but like
Good.
But
also it's like, yeah.
But I'm gonna keep it $150. Like if Jackson was just like, yo, you know what? We're not gonna do the paid thing anymore. I'm still on board. Because it's something that I truly believe in.
That's beautiful.
Right? And
it changes lives. Mm-hmm. It does change lives. So you're contributing to a hub, and if you ask me, that's energetic equity.
Yes. And, and if I'm doing a band or something like that, there might be, obviously, I would prefer that we're doing paying gigs, but like if I see that there is an opportunity for the band in some sort of way that is not monetary, something, at least there has to be compensation in some form.
That's right.
That's basically the answer at the end of the day. That as long as there is some sort of compensation, even if it isn't monetary, then we can talk.
Yeah.
We can work around that. But most of the time, like for example, if somebody was just calling me randomly and was just like, yo, I heard about you, I want to hire you for this. Okay, this is my rate.
Right. Nice.
Right? Like, and that's where I'm going from.
And then,
if somebody wants to say, oh, you did this for so-and-so, but you're not them, though. Okay.
Exactly. And that's the thing. That's like for you work for the homies because you want to see each other. For me, I look at if my name is going to appear, I'm bringing value to that now. Like at a certain point, you got to be like, hey, just my logo or name alone is worth something. Maybe don't leverage it like Kenan Thompson with these strains. You see these like presented by. It's a little bit of a comedian thing right now. It's funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shout out y'all doing your hustle, or say the game hosting mixtapes, but he's not actually on it. He just charges into like not so much like that. But I'm just saying like I perform completely for free for my buddy Future Magic out at Bala, and then he comes and DJs for me. And we'll do a little like the homies have a trade space. But yeah, as far as like the consensus for what a business or people think they have to pay musicians, I don't notice it raising like with inflation, or people, just I think that we need to put a value on musicians more frequently, and it's hard to do that unless they are doing it themselves. Like just try to pay a mechanic with exposure. Like it's just like unless you maybe work out an Instagram deal like for four reels, you do this much work. So there is a business about that barter trade compensation, and there's an approach to that. But yeah, that's super cool to hear. Yeah, with every consideration, you don't get paid to do the Super Bowl, so fucking Eminem and Dr. Dre just did a free gig.
Shit. And they have to pay for it.
They have to pay to, I think the stages and shit.
Yeah, they for sure pay for it.
Yeah, you have to pay.
Holy shit. Thank you. We love those halftime shows.
Anderson .Paak, like that moment you were saying, like if it's bigger than money, if the moments are bigger than money, like we have something that I know some billionaires are sitting alone in their ivory tower that we get to feel when we're on stage, they'll never touch. They won't even come close with God in the way that we do when we're all freestyling on stage.
So let me ask you this. How do you, as an individual, decide what your rate is to these people who are coming and saying, I want to book you. What's your rate? You say, this is my rate. They
Marketplace
say,
fit.
yes.
I mean,
how are you deciding that?
I mean, there's one or two things, if not more, that come into factor. I will look and see, okay, like typically speaking, what is somebody making on a standard gig, right?
Marketplace fit.
Depending on what that gig is. It's like how much work are you asking me to put in, like the normal amount of work? Are you asking me to put in a little bit less? Or are you asking me to put in a little bit more? Like if somebody wants to hire me for like an hour and a half gig, whatever, like a set, and it's like, okay, how much am I typically making in a set? What am I doing? Am I just singing? Am I singing? Am I also playing guitar? that also, these things factor, like how much work am I going to have to put in?
Yeah.
Right?
That makes sense.
Yeah, he loves kombucha now.
And whoever else, is there.
Yeah, so you're kind of tailoring based on gig right now, essentially.
Essentially, yes. And then also, like what the going rate is for somebody who does what I do. And then also I take into consideration, well, you're asking me and you know what I can bring to the table.
Yeah.
Now I can give you a price.
Yeah, because you also have 20 years of experience,
Right.
technically, underneath your belt, right? So that's got to be worth more than someone who has 2 years of experience or 3 years of experience.
It's worth about 5 times more.
There you go. Yeah, so you have to take that into account too. And then, is there ever a point where you're like, ooh, I feel like I'm charging too much?
No!
I mean, I don't think I've gotten to that point yet. where I've been like, hey, this is my price. Damn, I feel like I asked you for way too much. Because I feel like I don't ask for much more than the standard, at least. At least I think. But.
I asked for more than the standard, just to clarify, and I love it.
So yeah, maybe that's your... Maybe,
as you should.
Maybe this...
And they love it. Actually, every client fucking loves it.
Yeah, because your skill set that you bring to the table is...
Unique. That's why I say,
Look.
replace me.
Yes.
Bless you, thank you. So I'm saying,
You're gonna see
that's
how
what
much you
determines.
get paid for these fucking voice gigs, and then you're gonna start charging more.
Honestly, yeah.
This is a good exercise for you though, and for me. I should do it too because I'm right there with you. I like marketplace fit or whatever word you were using, Ellevan.
Yeah, marketplace fit is
Yeah.
where you find your rate.
For sure. I enjoy that. I'm like, okay, it's a sort of around this. Maybe I'll go up or down a little bit depending on who I'm working with.
Good exercise.
Good exercise is to charge just a little bit more than you want to next time.
Or present that.
Present that.
So
Present
when they negotiate down, because they will, no matter what, corporate client, backyard client, they're all gonna say, our budget's a little. No, it's not. Your budget isn't tight. We wouldn't be in this conversation at this stage if it was. But thank you for offering me the opportunity to offer you the perspective of a discount.
I mean, let's not gaslight. The budget is tight. But why is no one getting creative with their money? They're like, let me fucking get fucking furniture and shit so people can feel comfortable. Get some chairs, get a really good act. You're not creating community by I don't know. Just
No,
you
they're
gotta,
blowing- yeah.
you gotta get creative with your budget. I think
in the
it's
cannabis
tight.
event space, we see a lot of people dump their whole marketing budget into a big sign that they hope people take pictures of, but everyone is sick of logos. So 80% of their budget went to this, where they could have had us hosting this shit, making it fucking fire and engaging and telling people to put this on their story. But they think that, because you know why? Because the people who work at the fucking sign company are better salesmen than us. That's the truth. So every time I get a corporate client that I'm in that, this is my rate, take it or leave it, we've come too far. I know already we've come too far. I know if we're in this conversation, I don't have to convince you. But when I'm talking to a cannabis brand that's stuck in 2X, they're trying to do what is known and just recreate it instead of zoom out and do what's
going
specific.
back into the unknown. It's scary for people.
But it's what about if it really sticks? You haven't seen the data. I didn't see data like Drake's before Drake. Yeah, that's why now he's Drake. Of course you don't see it first. I'm fucking telling you that this is, you know what I mean? And it's
the 4-minute mile, is that concept?
yeah, or just the marathon at all. No one thought that you could run a mile in 4 minutes, or it's never done until it's done, and
then it gets done a lot. That's the crazy thing.
And then it
it's
unlocks.
The first person to do it.
Yeah.
And then there's also data to say that it's actually the second person that triggers other people to be because it's not just 1 in a billion.
Right.
It's that now the odds are
people can go
more accessible.
he's Eminem. There's no way I could do that. But then you start to see Mac Miller, Ellevan, Yellow Wolf. What? Hold on. Other white rappers can do it too. I was kidding.
Okay, so we're
that's
going to
funny.
get you on tour. We're going to get you a voice agent.
No, man, I think.
Dreams are coming true on
And-
this podcast today.
What's your thoughts about that, Riz? Like having bookers and agents and like management, and that if a label deal comes knocking, like, do you like that? Do you like the idea of having a team, or do you like the idea of doing it independently?
Oh, such a good question. And again, I feel like that varies from situation to situation. As I am right now,
Right.
I ain't got no use for that personally. But I know that there comes a place and a time, and there is a place and a time where those are good things, because essentially those
Sorry,
are.
you don't have. Sorry, just to, what did you just say? Like, I
I
missed what you just said because.
I said it's not for me right now where I am at.
Okay.
But I know that there comes a place and a time where those can be beneficial things.
What do you mean by that? Like you have an awareness of where you want to build it to or develop before you have someone assist you?
I wouldn't say that. It's just it's they're bridges. They're bridges in a network. Whereas if you don't need that middleman,
Yeah.
Right.
then why
so yeah,
then
you don't
why
need it.
then why have that, right? Like, for example, if I was trying to do gigs out in the States or something along the lines of that right now, that'd be a different story, because I don't have those connections. I need a bridge to
Right.
connect me to that, right?
Right.
Whereas right now I have my eyes on what I can see in my immediate surroundings.
You're already in the sphere.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
in the sphere, so I can make that action. I can reach out. I can call the person. I can call the venue. I can do that. So, like, why do I
Self-starter.
need a middleman to go do that for me when I can have the power to do it myself?
I love this guy.
Like, why do I need that? If I didn't have that, then you go get that, because you need that bridge. That's what you need at that time. You need that networker. You need that person who's going to put you in touch with this person so that you can get that thing.
Yeah.
But I don't need that right now.
Yeah, you're in it. You're in it. You're in it to win it right now where you're at.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm not going to get to a point where I like maybe I will get to a point where I do need that.
That's the move
All right,
next.
but as of right now, no, I don't need that.
Good job. Well done. Yeah, so like you are what I'm going to say, like the leading edge new wave artist, because you're like, well, it's my responsibility to get my shows. You know, like I'm definitely seeing a lot of people who are a little bit older than me who quit because nobody showed up to do that for them. Or just they didn't move forward, and I feel like I was the Instagram generation. That's like, oh, I can create what's called a content funnel, where you flip the idea of saying, I got to get paid for this asset, and then they handle the marketing, as opposed to like, I handle the marketing to have this scene, and then this many people see me, this many people follow me, and then this many people hire me. And it does go like this. It's like the 80-20 difference, right? But you are like in the generation of like, fucking, let's do it. Like, let's do it all. Like, I'm aware I'm going to have to do that, because like, who the fuck is gonna care more than you? And you know, I think at this point, like, what a good sized room is to play, right? Like, I think I had early times where it was like, let's try to sell out the Opera House. And it's like, how many people know of you? It's like 20. So it's like 5 will buy tickets. Like, it's like that literally. I've played the Opera House empty with like 10 people.
No.
I'm just kidding. It was like 50 people, but because
Yes.
it's such a big venue,
Yeah, it
50
felt-
people felt like 5.
It was scattered. They were Skittles in the
Yeah.
audience.
Anyway, so you take your knocks. Have you had any fucking hilarious shitty gigs?
Oh, absolutely.
Can we hear a funny story about a shitty gig from Rizzy?
Oh, damn. A shit gig story. Good Lord. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of something specific. Oh, okay. I remember a gig that I ended up doing when I was in high school. This was a while ago, but this is one gig that always sticks in my mind. So, I went to this school, like we went to the school as the representatives of our school for a air quote battle of the bands. We show up to this battle of the bands. There's all of like maybe 4, 5 different bands, right? We're in the auditorium of this other school. that bitch is empty. Okay, like that. There's like maybe 3 people scattered throughout the audience, and 2 announcers / adjudicators who are there, who are students, mind you, and they're there and they're announcing the bands, and they kind of sound disinterested, and it was just kind of like, what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah. So we play, and we killed the shit, and it was so funny because it's like, it wasn't really a battle, it was more of a stomp out, because the other bands, I ain't gonna hold you, like, I mean, they were not bringing it. And
well, that's cool.
And they were kind of just like, oh wow. And the first band who played was the band from that school, and they just kind of were like, okay, well, thanks for coming to the Battle of the Bands. Our band's gonna play again, and they played the same shit that they played the first set, and it was kind of, it was very Twilight Zone-ish. It was kind of like, what the fuck are we doing here? Didn't they already play all of this shit?
That's hilarious.
That's trippy.
It was a weird gig.
Yeah.
Like, there have been some other gigs, of course, like, you know, you have your shitty bar gigs where you might not end up getting paid anything. You might get a drink ticket.
Yeah.
And you're kind of just sitting there and you're like, well, this was shit.
Dude, I know. Was that in Toronto?
Of course it's in Toronto.
Yeah, that's like a very Torontonian thing to happen. I think sometimes, like, if you don't have a thorough conversation about expectations and how this is going to go up front, you have to absolutely expect the worst or minus, just like 0.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And it's like, we keep learning that. Like, that's why it's like, at that point, it can't even be the goal. Yeah. Like, money can't even be the goal. We had a comedian, Natish, on right now, and he's at a really good point in his career where he's like ascending. He's gonna go to LA, and he's like, even like, he has such the talent and even the reputation where it's like, you know, he could be getting down with a couple 100-person rooms, but he doesn't. I think he just like likes to rock with like what is in front of him presently and make the most out of it and like really be with people, and that's so special. And you can tell the difference when someone is in it for almost like their own reasons. Right. Like, they're not trying to stretch the business. They're being there with people. And he said something cool. He's like, I mean, for me to even get stressed out about chasing someone for money, like a small bar owner or whatever, you're going to have to add a couple zeros to that. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally like what you're going to argue about for a little bar gig is literally like... And I know there's points as an artist where like fucking gas money would really help, or like transport money or Uber money if you're too much of a pussy to get on stage.
Honestly, I kind of love my $10 envelopes that I get for stand-up.
As a comedian,
like,
she gets...
Yes, give me my cash, please.
Yeah, like just like a little cut. Like, there wasn't that many tickets.
But I'm not gonna chase anyone.
No, that's the thing. You can't even get stressed out or worried about it. Like, and that's why at the point where I think, as an independent artist, and I've had good feelings from producing my own events, where you get that event right. Like, you're managed it. So it's like you're handling the back end. So that's kind of my next area of focus, like that like early Russ mode where it's like, I'm just going to test my markets across like all the common cities and then like drop an event right. And like, that's directly to my bank account. Like, those are just tickets. Like, you know what I mean? Once you're managed that, but like anything outside of that, like, you really can't be sure unless you get clean, clear business up front.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that's the best way. And it's just like, how can I best contribute to your event? And then you realize it's not just the engineering of playing music. It's everything else that goes into your participation with that as an artist. You got to build your name to the point where that can help them sell tickets. You got to also post about it yourself. You know what I mean? You got to internet a bit, like all this shit. So it's like you got to become a bit of a marketer. What emphasis did school put on that? The marketing
like the
aspect.
Business? Yeah, fuck.
Definitely when I got into college, we did have a business class that we did in third year.
Third year?
In third year, yeah. They would start...
They wanted two tuitions before they gave you that real passcode.
They wanted to make sure you really wanted to be there.
Because why even bother learning to market something unless you love it?
Yeah.
And you loved it. Did you do it? Did you do it?
Did I
do that course?
Yeah.
Was it good?
That course is mandatory in third year.
Was it helpful?
In some ways, yes.
Was it outdated?
In some ways, yes.
Was
Like,
it helpful to what you're doing now? Like, you know how I said, like, I created a content funnel when I started to make, like, notable content, and
Yeah.
it would come to people hiring you for, like, what you did. Did they discuss concepts like that are very applicable, or was it just, like, business landscape as far as, like, invoicing and
For them, they
acquisition?
mostly focused on that, like more the landscape. And there are some things that I did take from it. Like I'm going to be honest, the social media portion of it was a joke.
Well, they don't know. I mean, like, I'm literally, like,
Yeah.
because to get a consultant on that specialized skill, like, I'm not a primary that, but I charge for even, like, looking at, so it's like that school probably can't afford someone to, like, come in as a actual current consultant. They're going to get somebody to, like, write up what they think they know, but they're just, like, 53 years old or
Yeah,
something.
but some of the stuff on the business end I do like still take with me, more so like some of the philosophies that like came out. Like for example, there was this. I love this thing, and all the Humber people will know what I'm talking about if there's any Humber people who end up listening to this show.
Holler Humber kids, yo. Y'all are the real sauce.
The gig triangle is what I ended up taking from that.
Please.
So the concept of the gig triangle is that you do not take a gig unless 2 out of the 3 things in the gig triangle are filled, which is, typically speaking, it's pay, like music, like as in do you actually like the music that you're playing, and the vibe, and that can either be the vibe of the venue and or the vibe of the people that you are playing with.
Trust your gut.
And if 2 out of those 3 things are there, then the gig is worth taking.
Wow.
But-
I love that.
And usually it's got to be a combination of the 2. If it's only one thing, usually you say no.
Yeah.
that is
And if it's 0, you
awesome.
definitely say no.
Oh my God, that is actually really cool.
Yeah.
That's really helpful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, the triangle still plays a huge part in consideration today, though now I add some more specifics to it. But at the beginning of it, that's how I would take it. It's like,
generally-
okay, do I like the music that I'm playing? Oh yeah, I love the material that they're going to be doing. It's like, is the money there? Or it's like, are the people who I'm playing with there? And is it a good venue? All right, then fuck it, I'll take it. Even if the money might not be there. Maybe I don't know the people who I'm playing with, but the money is there and I know the material. Or I hate the material, but the people who I'm playing with and the pay are good. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Totally.
You know?
Oh, I love that. And also, like, the people that you're playing with, as far as making, I think a wave that I rode was, it makes me look good to be on stage with these people. You know, so it's like that's all. So it's like the vibe, how you feel about.
And then
them
when
too,
you
but
hit
also-
all 3,
I mean, that's
Oh, when you
living
hit the
the dream.
trifecta, you're sitting there and
That's
you're
the
like,
good spot.
I'm getting paid. I'm
Yeah.
playing music. I'm playing music that I don't fucking hate, and I'm playing with a sick ass band.
at a venue that's dope.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that almost is a quadfecta.
those are the gigs that you
But
get.
the vibe gets both of those.
Those are the gigs you get amped about, and you start screaming at the rooftops like, "I'm playing this gig. Y'all gotta come out to the." And people can see that, and
Yeah.
then they're like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be like one of the big ones. Let's go check it out."
Totally. I think now, like, intuitively I've found that space, and yeah, I think the more older you get as an artist, you're just like, oh, these are all gonna have to be filled, and then they all just like increase on your standards, like expectation, like really excited. Yeah, that shit is so nice, man. I love that.
it's a great feeling.
That feeling right there of that trifecta. I'm just sitting,
Yeah.
I'm just relishing in that. You guys can think about that too, even if you're not a musician, just in your life. Imagine, like, in your job, you love your coworkers, you guys have the greatest chats, you have the same sense of humor, you like to grab a bite before you go into work together even. And then, like, your office is great. Like, you work at Google. Like, when we did the Key to Bala, and it's just such a big ass venue that we were there like 5 hours early, and I was just like sitting in the sun on the stage and smelling the wood, and think about all the fucking lit ass nights that were in this bitch, you know, and just like being in that venue, like that excited me. like I said, I played with the homie, so the pay wasn't there. But, like, we were covered. You know what I mean? But, like, and then I love the people I'm playing with. I love the venue. Like, yeah, and even, like, no matter what stage you're at. These all, like, hopefully I put it to 100, all the 3 of them. But sometimes, yeah, if, like, 2 of them are, like, major 100, that can be 0, and, like, it's still fulfilling. I love that school guided you towards using the heart a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, it is nice when you get all 3.
Yes.
Fuck.
Absolutely.
And then also, yeah, sorry to finish the analogy for you guys. I'm high as shit. Is imagine if your paycheck
too.
is fat as fuck. Imagine if you love your job and your paycheck is fat as fuck. It's exactly what you think you're worth. And that's another thing, too. What do you think you're worth? Do you think Hugh Jackman really felt he's worth $20 million to do X-Men guy? He probably, like, did. He's like, I'm going to put my all into this. And he really did become, like, extremely ripped.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it does matter what you get and how you perform. I feel like sometimes if we could trick ourselves into feeling like we were getting $20 million, then we would perform like we are, and then by the law of compensation, somehow that we would actually get the $20 million, you know what I mean? Like, I wish I could perform, like, I got a really good corporate gig at the top of the year, and, like, I rehearsed for that bitch, like, couple times a day, and I just, like, crushed it. Like an original track, and I don't remember the lyrics to any of my original tracks.
Yeah.
But I was getting compensated well to do it, so I did it. And it's like, I wish I could.
Well, because it
feel like
I feel like it affords you
The time.
feeling of time where you're like, you know, I'm going to say no to these other things because I
Totally.
don't need to go get that cash because I got this thing coming in.
That's true.
And this is what I'm rehearsing for, and I want it to be good, so I'll get more of those types of gigs.
Like, you get hired as an actor after you book a film so much more, I feel. Like, you,
Yeah,
in general.
start
Like,
to
you
trust
too.
you.
But, yeah, you start to have this expectation that something else is coming down the pipeline, and you're in flow and you're still connected to this material. Like, another gig can come through when you're practicing for a current gig.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? A lot more, because people want to hire doers too. Casting director checks out your Instagram. You think that they're not? They totally are. Oh, what are they up to? Okay, this bitch is just fucking complaining in the bathtub. Like, you know, oh shit, this bitch was just on film. Oh shit, this one's taking a picture here. She went to this award ceremony and has a matching outfit for the fucking branded colors. That's lit. Like, people, you know, they get excited.
He's talking about me.
She went to the ACTRA Awards, and she wore our, like, white and or blue and white Adidas tracksuit and Jordan 3s.
Yeah, it was a great outfit.
love it.
Yeah.
We love it.
Love it.
And it ended up being the ACTRA colors, like
Yeah,
blue,
dude.
blue, white,
It
and
matched
black.
identically.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And she wore a black inside shirt, and
Yeah.
it, like, looked perfect.
You're just like, magic happens sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Bro, I wish we could, like, play a track right now. I wish we could. You want to bust a freestyle to get out of here?
Ooh,
Let me throw in an instrumental.
sure, fuck it.
Fuck
Let's get it.
yeah! Love this.
This has been so fun. Thank you for coming on. While he's getting a track up, why don't you tell us where people can find you?
Oh, yes. Lovely human beings. So you can find me on Instagram at RizzyDaMaverick _music. That's RizzyDa Maverick MAVERICK _music. On the Instagram, I don't even remember. Do I even do? I don't really do nothing on Twitter or X, whatever the hell they call it, the ish now. So yeah, you can just find me on the Instagram if you want to follow the bands. You want to follow Caliber Funk. You can follow. You'll find me and whatever else you need to go and follow.
My G, go find him on IG. Is this too loud? I might be. Able to go turn it down, but you can keep going with that heat. Rizzy, let me pass it to you when you move it like their feet.
Hopping on the IG, dripping like I'm I3. That meant to say Allen Iverson, but I be the truth like I was Paul Pierce. But even though I'm not aloof, I'm just like overproof when I'm just sipping on a little Don, little something. Man, I'm sipping on kombucha when I'm fucking. Maybe I should just be out here fucking, but maybe I don't even know, but I'm out here tucking like I got something under the shirt to hide from you, but I ain't got nothing. I'ma just fly to you like I got wings on the motherfucking back while I'm wearing a backpack, even though I'm back at that, even though I'm shooting like I got a gat. Like, what? I'm not the great Gatsby, but I'm gonna be here, rich in the spirit and the flavor. Let me just take a little moment and just savor. It's delicious like It's nutritious like Let me get it just
Tastes good like what I got tucked in my waistline. This won't take long. Okay, yeah, but it is long. What you saying? Yeah, schlong. Yeah, 8 inches, dog. Flop it out. What you talking about? Yeah, naughty mouth. What the fuck? The shark is out. Mom mouth. Yeah, dog. We talk about the gigs, self-worth, all that shit. What you got in it has to align with the triple trifecta of the gig triangle before you take the gig. This shit is lit. Yeah, take about the philosophy. Probably gonna lead you into honesty because honestly, the shit has to follow your heart. Yeah, what the fuck, dog? Who is Mozart before his name was notable? And then we grown, bro. And then you original person from Toronto, dog. Tell us how I've been in these streets. What you doing to keep them knees weak, moving them beats?
I'm trying to keep it moving like I was just on the beat, even though a motherfucker is just not elite. But I know that I didn't even try to compete, but know that I'ma put niggas to sleep and put you 6 feet deep. But maybe I don't understand it. Maybe you should just go and rebrand it. Maybe I should just shoot it underhanded. But I ain't trying to granny shot it, even though I got that 3-point and I'm just gonna hit it like swish. Even though I'm over here, I do it like this. I'ma count up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even though I don't know what comes even after that's 7. Maybe I'm sitting next to 11. Maybe it's like 7, 11. I get it like convenience, but maybe I'm just a genius. But I'm thinking you were just a fetus. Maybe you could just get out of the defeatist mindset, even though you know I'm mind trapped, even though I got that mind tech, that mindset. Maybe I'ma just go reverse it, brah. Maybe I'ma just go and get it. Don't upset it. Let the balance sit, even though the force coming with it. I'm looking like I was Yoda, sipping on this kombucha soda, green.
Don't think I'm not gonna get into this thing. Learning how to rap so I can make your mind sting. I like to be here with the 2 best rappers in the world. So I'ma kick it with them till like I was a little girl. And I want to say thank you for watching our show today. And next time you can come on and we have a good time play. And now I'm hitting it back to 11. Let it be known that I can sing all I want, 'cause this is my show.
Co-producer with the co-ed, yeah, fully fluid with the music. Who can do it? That was stupid like I'm Cupid. Hit him right into the heart and then we getting right to it. Jay Dilla with the beats. Jay Dilla on my man. Yeah, still like Tilla and I'm strong with the beats. Yeah, like Gorilla. Yeah, you feel it, what it be. Let it blow like the leaf and know that we rolled up a chocolate backwood. Shout out Master Tokes and 2 toke girls. Yeah, what's going on, bruh? And kombucha people, you better fucking follow up because I got your boy on the shit too. Crystal green going down, mint with the chlorophyll. Who could feel more fulfilled when you came through and talk about with my dudes and Rizzy. Yeah, we building a legacy, everything it needs to be. Follow our hearts and let the rest go easily. Respect and peace and bless to the people following their dreams. Rizzy, what you got to speak?
What I got to speak, I got to speak is that I'm just trying to get to leak. Maybe I'ma just do a leapfrog, even though I'ma do it. These niggas just can't see it to it. Maybe I'ma just hit it back and forth like tennis. Maybe I'ma just go back like a menace. Meant to say that maybe I'ma just let it spray.
Bless you. Thank you for hanging out with us, Rizzy. Love my man.
Nice.
So good. Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess we're out of here, but why would I stop rapping, my dear? I feel so good in here. It's like they just grab on my ear. It's fantastic in here. It's like fantastic. It's weird. I feel the spirit and I'm here and I'm sharing the moment with my dude. Good night, Wendy. I love you too. But me and Rizzy are gonna hang for another 2 hours of spitting over beats and just let it be. This is the extended version. Follow me.
I'ma follow you like I follow the leader, but maybe I'm just gonna see it, but maybe you just receded like a hairline going back to the medieval times like LeBron back when he was on Miami. Maybe I'ma get it like your mammy. I'ma do this shit like I'm Danny Phantom, meaning I'ma have to disappear, but I ain't Nickelodeon even though I'm loading in a little bit of something. While you're loading that J, while I'm going to hey, while I'm going to say like Paul McCartney, but please don't stop me. Maybe you can just see, but awfully, I'ma just look often like I'm looking at Ralphie. He's looking so cute, even though he's looking so astute, looking like a little gentleman distinguished. Maybe you should have a little bit of time, speak English, but you gon' speak dog, and that's okay. I'ma just say bark and just say hey, but maybe I'ma sit next to the little dude and just see how he's doing.
He's just kicking and moving. He's down with the motion. His life is a movie. He's been in a movie. Yeah, with his mommy. It was so cute. Everybody's around him. So guaranteed everybody's around me. Dog, I'm out in these streets. And these girls come around to talk to little Ralphie. It's like, geez, I should rent him out for like a fee. Hourly for guys who are single out. Trying to get a rise. Trying to catch some eyes. Yo, Ralphie is the guy. He's the nicest. He's the vibe. He sheds his whole light. You can see it in his eyes. He's here to give life. Ralphie.
Yeah.
Riz. What you got to say about the cute little puppy? That's your boy. That's the one who's always chilling on the floor when you're rapping and we're writing our rhymes up our space and we're flying in the captain on the ship. Yeah, we follow what it tells us to do. Blessings have 2 joints and blunts and some more, maybe some more kombucha, some snacks. What you saying, bro?
Think I'm just chilling like a super villain. I'ma just throw my hands up to the ceiling. I don't know what you're doing, but I know I'm dealing. Maybe I'ma get behind the whip and start wheeling. Maybe I'ma just go and drive. Maybe I'ma just go and wave and say hi. Maybe I'ma just go to her and say goodbye. But maybe I should know that, baby, I'm alive. Like staying alive like the Bee Gees. Going and swimming up in like Fiji. I'ma drink a bottle of Fiji water, but I know that I don't have no daughter, but I got a bunch of sons in this business, even though I know I got the sun in the business. And I'm trying to get that solar power, even though I'm doing it hour after hour. I'm building towers, but not trying to charge to people that are needy. I'ma just get what I need because I'm not greedy.
Hey.
Like a bunch of motherfuckers out here who just look like they don't know what is clear. They trying to see the vision go across. Let me just see what is in it. Let me see what is in your vision. Let me go and see in your eye, but I'm looking to the window of the soul and I see that it grow mold. Baby girl, I grow old, but I get more bold as I keep going on and on. Let me stop because I know I'm not wrong. I know that I'm right. Know that I came and bring this hot or cold as ice, even though I could do it any way that you want it. Let me just get up on it. 11.
On it, 11. Yeah, sonnet, strong as leather. Whatever, brother, you're bringing it all together. Heart to the game, art not ashamed. Part of the flame, yeah, it's all that we say when we come with the praise. Blessings and we gave gratitude every moment all along the way. Like the first song that was produced by Mick Lay. And yeah, what a sleigh we ride is to the top. North Pole nonstop, got it and now we drop. Anything that doesn't serve us along the way, cause you know we only in it for the love of the game. Love of the game. You know we only in it for the love of the game.
The love of the game. Did it from the beginning and now it ain't the same.
Hey.
Let me bring it to you.
It's like P. Diddy and Mace with less rapes.
I think that's great. Make no mistake that it's not up for debate that those dudes did that shit in distaste. I don't even want to say this shit late. I'ma just let you know that I don't lay and I don't play the way that them dudes did back in those days. But I'ma just say that I don't approve of this shit. Let me just move from this shit. I'm trying to do something new with the ship. Let me go and get the whip and go and cruise with the ship. That mean I'm That mean I'm in the caddy. That mean I'm over trying to go and get up to the addy. That means I'm trying to go and see a super duper baddie. Even though she's laying out, she ain't even got a flatty. She got that shit, and then they gotta know it's a fatty.
It's a fatty.
That means that shit claps. It means it claps back, and then I go snap, and then I have to go get the girl snap so that I can see what she's doing on WhatsApp. But maybe that don't make sense. Maybe I'm WhatsApp. Let me just go and see what's that on top of your head. Is that a hat? But maybe I'm not a cat in a hat, but I'm up to bat, but looking like Shohei Ohtani. Let me just go and say, ooh, mommy, you was looking good in the hood, but now I know. Now I know.
Now I know about that punani. It's moving and I see the fishiness. It's like it's sashimi or the sushi. What you saying, man? It's going cutie. What you saying, man? Amazing that we playing. She be shaking the ass like Juicy J is playing. Now all along the way, what the fuck you saying? What was that on the top of her head? My man, that was my hand. Oh my God, I'm Iran. I'm just banned from the rest of the world with my band. I have myself moving across new lands, 2 hands right on top of the world. I'm trusting God. Gotta go strong all the way. I feel the rock, feel the soul, feel the funk with both of us. Oh baby, smoking lots of dust, you know what's up. And dust, obvious, it has to be only the weed, the buzz, the me, you, and everything that you see. Everything you believe in is probably part of your dreams, and everything is part of your dreams is reality. Eventually, if you follow it, then it really comes to be. But it's sweet as sugar to be, and it's easy really to see. It's addictive like energy. It's something that has got to be. It's probably the oddity that you can see obnoxiously. I call it out all the time as I'm rocking with my guy Rizzy, and that was a beautiful time, one of the best in our lives.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. The best gift of life is the meaning of live. The best thing to do is to always give. The best things that I have in life are things that I received and things that I look back twice and then I say, man, I was blessed to have that shit even in my crib. But even from the crib, from the cradle to the grave, even though I'm gonna say niggas was brave, I did this shit from the beginning. And maybe not every day that I was winning, but maybe some days you lose and you still feel like you grinning at the end of it, even though I didn't come and even break even. Let me go and get the even Steven, but maybe I'm not believing enough. Maybe I'ma just rough it out cause shit got tough. But when shit got tough, that means I got a little bit better. Let me go and get that cheddar. Let me just go and say that I'ma do this shit forever. That means from the beginning to the end, and then it's gonna go round and then it's gonna ascend. It never goes down though. Even though we're not in a fucking downflow. Even though I feel that I put it down, yo. Even though I had to go and just clown, though. That means I had to go and have fun with it, man. That means I went to the sun with it. That means I brought it over there to the moon with it. And then maybe I went to go to school with it. And then I didn't get no silver spoon with this. I just did this shit from the beginning and pulled it out from the dirt. And that means I'm winning now. That means I'm winning in the now. Even when I didn't know how.
And how you gotta ask the right questions about how you know where to look when you got no direction. How you gonna learn with no inspection? How you gonna figure that shit out with no detection? And I know I got no detective skills, but I know I look deeper and I can feel. So intuitive information comes through, I really trust it. Just like God did, fuck it now when I'm busting. And I ain't busting, I ain't stepping on that fucking bullshit subway. You don't know who's there, could be Edward Scissorhands' cousin, Edward Scissor Knives. And he takes it out and fucking threatens your life. Why I get so dark all the time? Oh my God, it's only dark in the mind. Part of me is probably paraplegic because I sit on my ass all of the time. Got it? Alright, I'm only half activated. Step back and you'll be glad I made it when I'm actually saying things that will help you manifest greater realities in your world and take them to another space like you're spacebound. I'm just chilling with my Jamaican and saying we're lost in the space as we're in front of a thing that actually has space on it. Yeah, this is 8 sonnets back to back. We play on it. The game's awkward and we don't play with that. We do it our own way. We make the stack, make the wave and follow it back. Reloop it and rinse and repeat like the shampoo bottle has on the back of it. Actually feeling that we can rap more than a bit.
We can rap more than a bit. We can just go and get sick. We can just go and then spit. We could just go and then hit a lick and then go in the store and then make sure that we are wearing the mask and then do it for. Man, what do I do it for? I'm trying to get the money so I move skeezers and Let me not just say that. Let me not just pray that. Let me just go to God and say that I could pray away the motherfucking things that I could tell y'all all day, but maybe I'ma just go Super Saiyan, even though I'm insane, even though I got the membrane, but in brain, I know that this shit is insane, but you don't know about it. Maybe you should just go and get the clones out of it. Maybe you should just go and get your homes out the motherfucking situation that he's in, even though I know that motherfucker gonna sin. He go do it again, but maybe it's just okay. Maybe it's just another thing to do at the end of the day, but maybe I don't know what he's gonna say. Maybe I'ma just look around and then just go, oh.
Gotta go your own way because you don't know their game and you don't know their pain, and that's their choice, and you're right. If they're there now, they gonna be there again. And then the only gain you got from giving to them and turn around is changing your direction, changing your frame, is to give what you got, but you gotta give it to yourself. So if you give it to them, how's it gonna be for someone else, you know? You use your own fuel for your own direction. You help who's going along the way, and you can really detect them when they're moving in the same expression. Yeah, so you gotta give it to that. Anyone else who shows up, you can give it and give them a chance, give them a hand when you at the same table, but they gotta get to the table. If you not the table, how you gonna invite them to the table? You ain't able, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, we still going. When he goes and takes a pee and comes back, it's just like those boys found a beat and they run that. It's fun facts, man, we busting all day. Why the fuck wouldn't it be this way? This is the way it is when we hang.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I said this is the way it is when we hang. This is the way we just bang. This is the way me and Ellevan go sang. That means how we sing it. That means how we rap it. That means how we feel it. That means how we say. Putting things into perspective. Maybe I should just go and get the collective. Maybe I'ma just go and get a collection of thoughts. Maybe I'm just off of the green and off of the sauce, but maybe I'm just getting it from the source. Maybe I'm just feeling my soul, of course. Maybe I'm just letting my soul just course like it was a river, even though I know I had to go and get it. I pull it out the mud. I know that this shit out here ain't a dud. I know that I'm gonna go from the ground like I was a spud, even though I'm not a potato. Even though I know that I slay though, I'ma just say, yo, big dude, you don't question my hunger like, hey, yo, you know that I've been out here eating. You know that I'm receiving. You know that I am pleading to nothing. I am not saying something, but maybe I'm just gonna say something like this. I'ma just get it like this. I'ma just get it like this.
I'ma just get it like this. I'ma just get it like this. Winnie, what's happening with that? Bring the camera over here and I can help it in fact, but I want to stay with my man. We vibing out like the facts. Okay, yeah, move it like all of you can. Probably gets that. Yeah, I run the show. I'm the man. Turn it back on. Coming close. Let me touch it. I'ma run a flow. Plus, I'ma also fix this production hope. Yeah, let me get it going again. You gotta touch it gently and then you gotta do the manual focus so you gon' find the depth of field. Go back there and hold this and push that halfway in. You got it? Alright, cool. I can direct the show as well as stick with the flow. Crazy just what you know. Remember those special UFO skills that Rizzy was talking about? Why I charge my rate? This is why you sign great. This is why I regulate. Warren G and everything you gotta say right down to Nate. It's probably me, it's all the way. You can catch me on the beach naked with my mate. Hey, we all up in the waves, yeah. I never been afraid to say what I state, say what I mean, stay in the States. I come back along when it's hot here and just hang. Motherfucker cock out, non-stop with the mom mouth. Yeah, dog, you better be careful, the shark's out and his teeth are out too. Yeah, and I'm singing on you. You know what the season is, dog. We playing funky for blues.
Yes, sir.
We playing funky with blues.
I don't have to say just pause. The way that this man is shark and he's like Jaws. Let me just go and see like it was Jaws, but I ain't Spielberg even though I'm like y'all. That means I'm shooting this thing and your boy directing, and I have to go and reach back in my recollection. Let me go onto my record collection and see that Michael Jackson is playing while I'm two-stepping in the background, even though I had to go and get it back now. And niggas question if and I'm just black now, even though I think that they be whack now. Let me just go and say it again. Even though I started rapping, even though I did this shit because I battled a friend, but then I had to go and climb up the ladder and I just got more hungry and I just got more shitty and I just got more funny and then I just went and grew and then I just became a new nigga, but I don't even know if I knew at the time that I was just evolving. Maybe I'ma just go and just digivolve it like I was just putting in the card and just sliding it in the thing, man. I just sliding in the thing, man. I'ma just say I'm like an orangutan, man, the way that I just hanging with these I'm hanging with in the jungle,
Trees.
hanging in the jungle,
Trees.
hanging in the jungle,
with the
smoking on the trees, and I'm hanging in the jungle. I'm just gonna get funky, but I ain't gonna get fungal while I'm just out here and I'm just saying, I'm just super saying, even though I'm praying, even though I'm just praying and spraying, and then just hoping that that my message is relaying to the universe.
To the universe, our message to the universe. Rizzy on disciplined stoners. Rizzy with the disciplined stoners. And we talking to the universe. Go forward, follow your dreams. Rizzy on disciplined stoners. We got Rizzy up on disciplined stoners. We be listening for the message from the universe. Follow your dreams.
I only want positive affirmations. I only want positive affirmations. I said I only want positive affirmations. I only want positive affirmations. Let me get them positive affirmations. I only want positive affirmations. Let me just say it again across the nation. I only want positive affirmations.
Never have we had such a thorough freestyle sesh on the show. My man Rizzy held it down to 111%. Bless. Okay, how you not gonna go find my man after that? Subscribe, tell a friend. Bless you. Keep it real. Rizzy, baby! So trill. For the intro. Blow that one more time, strong up. Yes. So good.
Can I press the record button again?
Let me check that out. Nice. Good job. Yeah, see where the red lines are?
Yeah.
Do you see that? Beautiful.
Welcome to Disciplined Stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness. Look deeper.
To think that we started this podcast to fight a stigma, only to uncover so much love that we realized that you can't put your energy anywhere but what you want.
Look deeper.
And what we want is authentic conversation. What we want is quality medicine. What we enjoy is each other.
We get to learn from our guests. Manage the best. I would manifest this.
Part of the magic of the plant is how it uncovers what you've been hiding away.
So much love.
Look deeper. Feel more. Tune in.
So much love. Look deeper.
We're not here to be lazy.
Welcome to Disciplined Stoners.
We're not here to distract ourselves.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
We're here to learn. We're here to grow.